Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy.
And I'm Lucas.
And welcome back to Patched. And today we're going to be talking about what we want from our gaming peripherals, right? So as far as like, not what to expect, because we don't know if any of these companies are going to be doing it, but what we actually want as far as like some of our favorite products and what we kind of like want changed and like in the future, you know? So why don't you start it off, Lucas?
Yeah, so as y'all know, I'm a big fan of the G Pro Wireless, the G Pro Wireless X Superlight.
I didn't know that.
If you watch the channel for a while, this is not a surprise to you at all. Now, I love that shape, but I really would like to see Logitech sort of catch up in a lot of areas with that. I mean, they removed side buttons from the other side. They've still got a rubber cable on there, so something like that. And then there's a lot of mice out there that just like, they have a couple good features and then a lot of bad features. Like I feel like switches or something, we just need to stop using Omron 20mm switches in mice, please.
Yes.
Use Juanos, use Kale switches, whatever. It's just, it's such a better experience for clicking, really. Side buttons could be a little bit better, of course. Now weight, I feel like doesn't matter to me as long as it's under 90 grams, I would say. So weight's not really gonna be a huge factor for me. Of course, I do love PTFE skates. Now more companies are starting to sort of round them. I like to see the arches more towards the center for personally. That's just what I tend to like. Arches that are more towards the back, like the XM1, XM1R type of deal, or like the MM710. It doesn't really fit well in my hand personally. So what I would like to see is a couple more mice with the arches more towards the center a little bit. And I tend to like high profile mice, but I'm not totally against the idea of using a low profile one either. As far as sensors go on there, whatever the sensor is, I don't care as long as it's wireless. I need more companies doing wireless versions of their mice. I know like we got the HotES wireless coming out very, very soon. And just more stuff like the XM1R wireless, like, you know, things like that. I just feel like we need to kick the wire already. Like it needs to go.
For me, there's just one or two things that I want very, very bad. And that's just the XM1. Yeah, Endgame, please, if you're watching, make a wireless version of the XM1 RGB and make it a little bit lighter, and I'd be happy. That's all I need, you know, for a mouse. As far as a mouse pad goes, I have my glass pad, and I really like fast mouse pads, so I'm good with that so far. So I don't really need anything changed there. One thing that I really want changed in my keyboard, and the keyboard that I'm using right now is Roccat Vulcan TKL Pro, and I love it. It's an incredible keyboard. There's really nothing I would change except for putting the arrow keys on the left side of the keyboard. You know, like, do you need the arrow keys to be on the right side? No. Like, to be honest, when I'm, you know, I guess like for me when I'm editing, yeah. So my left hand's just on Control C, you know, for copy and paste and stuff like that. And if the arrow keys were on the left side, it would be actually a lot more convenient, so I can scroll through my video feed with the arrow keys instead of having to use my right hand. And I'm just super lazy. I don't like doing this, you know what I'm saying? So like, and when I'm gaming, I like to have my hands a little bit closer together, you know what I'm saying? So like, you know, the WASD, my left hand, and my right hand would be on the mouse. So I don't really like having it wider. So I'm sure there's been some weird companies that have done this. But if there's like a main, like big company like Logitech or Roccat or whatever, or I don't know, Ducky, and if they could do that, that would be awesome. You know what I'm saying? That I would love that. But am I just weird for wanting this? Maybe.
It's definitely an interesting thing. It's very against the grain, and I feel like a lot of keyboard, you know, the elite purists out there aren't gonna like the idea. But I get it. Yeah. Like I want my hands closer together too.
Exactly.
That's kind of why like 60% keyboards exist and then 65 exist, because people want their arrow keys and their delete key back on their keyboard.
Yes.
So why not move that over to the left side? I guess it kind of just makes a lot more sense, especially for a right-handed user anyways. So yeah, that makes sense. As far as my keyboard goes, I love my keyboard. I just got the Keydeuce NJ68 from drop-in after like 4 months because it's drop. And it's a great keyboard. It's got Cherry MX Browns in there. I can't complain. The Bluetooth that was the main feature that I bought it for doesn't work at all, but I mean, it is what it is. I would like to see more wireless keyboards like the G915 from Logitech was a really, really great keyboard, and I felt like I typed a lot faster on that. So I'd love to see an iteration of that that's maybe a 65% or just a smaller form factor, because Logitech is known for having these like really great keyboards and then making them in horrible form factors that no one wants. So like you really gotta get that down, I feel like.
I mean, they
with like
made a
just make it
TKL
65%.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a TKL, but then it's got this like this fat 4 head on it, this 5 head, and like things like that. Just like make it to where it's like, I don't really want that.
And it's like,
so,
what, $300?
Yeah, there
$250?
is that as well. That's a little factor as well.
Exactly.
As well on there.
Exactly.
But more keyboards like that would be definitely interesting to see. As far as mouse pads go, maybe a slower, more controlled iteration of a glass mouse pad. I feel like glass mouse pads are really kind of where it's at. But I think I'd like some more iterations of that. I think it would be very interesting to see more companies get into the glass mouse pad game, or maybe SkyPad getting into maybe trying to make another iteration of their SkyPad that's a little bit slower, a little bit more controlled, because I feel like it's a little bit too fast for me, and I feel like a lot of people may have that problem. So if we can get more glass pads in the market, I think that'd be a really cool thing. I mean, cloth is cool. I don't think it's going anywhere for a very long time, but I feel like it's just always going to be durability is going to be an issue. There's always going to be another cloth pad. There's always going to be a new type of texture on there. There's always going to be some new, I don't know, fabric that they're using on there, or some coating, and it's just like, it gets old real fast. And so I feel like glass is really going to be the place where I'd like the market to move to for something like this.
Or maybe just a hard mouse pad, maybe.
Yeah, or maybe just hard mouse pads.
Yeah.
I feel like hard mouse pads are pretty dope, and especially if you put like a soft mouse pad underneath it for like a more consistent experience.
But anyways, those are some of our thoughts and some of our wants from gaming peripherals. Please, gaming companies, if you could do at least 1 or 2 of these things that we said in this video.
Do all of them.
Do all of them,
All
yes.
of them.
We demand it. Or else we're not going to buy your product.
This small tech channel demands it.
Exactly. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. And if you guys want to see anything changed, you know, as far as like something different from the norm, tell us what you want to see changed down in the comment section below. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
See you in the next one.